to all those people that doubted us, to all those people that counted us out, and to everybody who said that we couldn't get it done. What my man Jay and John just said, F you.
Remember that? In 2018, Jason Kelce delivered one of the greatest speeches in championship parade history, and it encapsulates a player who will go down as one of the best centers of all time. From getting kicked out of preschool to saving his brother's NFL career, Kelce isn't afraid to just be him. Let me tell you the incredible rise of Jason Kelce and how his whole career almost never happened. Chapter 1: Childhood. Jason and Travis Kelce were born 23 months apart. They grew up in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, and both described their childhood as enjoyable chaos. There were a lot of broken windows and shattered items around the house. They had their fair share of fights, and their mom, Donna, recalled Travis would always instigate them. Like a typical younger brother, he just wanted Jason's attention. But Jason remembered that despite the fights and the punches, it sure was fun growing up. Once in preschool, Jason was playing at a lunch table with another student. They were stabbing each other playfully with sporks, until Jason hit him hard right in the forehead. The kid had 4 spork dots on his forehead the next day, and little Jason was kicked out of the preschool. His fiery spirit spilled into sports as the two boys got older. Travis and Jason were ultra competitive in everything. But it wasn't all bad. Years later, Travis even admitted that their competitiveness growing up was one reason why he made it to the NFL. Chapter 2: High School. When they were both at Cleveland Heights High School, Jason often took on the older brother role. He was the one who made sure Travis made it to school on time, especially when they had to report by 5:45 a.m. for football practice. Their coach even recalled Jason would be the one making sure Travis was doing what he was supposed to be doing in practices. Both boys were multi-sport athletes in high school. Jason played football, baseball, and hockey, while his brother did football, baseball, and basketball. As a senior, Jason was captain of the Cleveland Heights football team, racking up 105 tackles that year as a linebacker and winning the league's defensive MVP award. But it wasn't good enough for any Division I program to offer him a scholarship. At 6'2", 225 pounds, most colleges saw him as a tweener and were unsure what position he could play at a high level. Deciding to bet on himself, Kelce rejected all of the Division II offers that came, because Cincinnati offensive coordinator Don Treadwell had been visiting Cleveland Heights and told Jason he wanted him on the team, even though they weren't sure what position he'd play and wouldn't have a scholarship for him. But Jason took him up on it and headed to Cincinnati as a walk-on. Jason took a chance and didn't subscribe to the idea that he'd be a bad fit at the D1 level, but you can subscribe to this channel and like this video for more inspiring sports stories like this one. Chapter 3: College. Jason redshirted his freshman season and spent all his time on the scout team on the practice field. If he impressed his coaches enough, maybe he could earn a scholarship. At least that's what he thought. But the coaches who welcomed Jason in and had seen him work his tail off the past year, including Treadwell, left for bigger jobs. And new head coach Brian Kelly came to Kelce with a question: would he be willing to try a new position? Kelly suggested Kelce would be an offensive lineman in their new pro-style, shotgun-heavy system. And even though Jason had never played O-line in high school, with student debts and no scholarship, he accepted, under one condition. "Where's my scholarship?" he asked. Coach Kelly agreed, and soon Jason was officially on the Cincinnati football team. Kelly had done something similar at Central Michigan, where he moved a tight end named Joe Staley to left tackle. Staley went on to have a Hall of Fame career for the 49ers at left tackle, and Kelce felt he could follow suit. But as learning any new skill is, it wasn't easy. Kelly recalled there were a lot of frustrating days for Jason, and it took a lot of work to power through the rough patches. But Kelce stuck with it, and he spent the next season as a center and guard. Then, the next 2 years, he was the starting left guard for Cincinnati, and in his senior year, he became the Bearcats' starting center. With Kelce on the O-line, Cincinnati reached 2 bowl games. And in 2008, when Travis joined his brother in Cincinnati, it was Jason who helped him stay afloat. In 2010, Travis was suspended for testing positive for marijuana and lost his scholarship. But Jason took him in to stay at his place and give him meals, in an attempt to watch over him and help keep him out of trouble. New head coach Butch Jones had told Travis he would never play another down at Cincinnati, but Jason kept lobbying Coach Jones to not give up on his brother, until finally Jones relented and brought Travis back into his office and told him that if he kept a 3.0 GPA and paid for his own way, he could come back on the team. Travis went on to have a breakout senior year, which doesn't even happen without Jason looking out for his younger brother. Jones later said he's never seen 2 brothers have as close of a bond as Jason and Travis. Chapter 4: NFL Stardom. In the 2011 draft, Jason Kelce was drafted in the 6th round by the Philadelphia Eagles, but there were still concerns. Eagles writer Dave Spadaro said Kelce was undersized and wouldn't make it in the league. He gave Jason a 6% chance of lasting 2 seasons in the NFL. In his rookie year, Jason started at center all season, and in 2013 was able to learn the position under Jeff Stoutland, who's regarded as one of the greatest offensive line teachers out there. Fast forward 10 years, and Kelce is just the 3rd center since 1970 to be named first-team All-Pro 5 times in his career. He started the most games as an O-lineman in Eagles franchise history, and his 6 Pro Bowl nods are the 2nd most in Eagles history for an offensive lineman. In 2018, the Eagles, with backup QB Nick Foles, won the Super Bowl, their first in franchise history. And Jason Kelce was officially an NFL champion. In the championship parade that followed, Kelce delivered an impassioned speech that went viral, and will go down as one of the most famous championship parade speeches ever. In March 2022, the Eagles made him the highest paid center in the league, making $14 million per year. In 2023, Jason and Travis made history as the first brothers to ever play each other in the Super Bowl. Jason with the Eagles and Travis with the Chiefs. The Chiefs won the game, but Jason and Travis weren't done making history. And if you thought Jason's story is fascinating, you can be a legend too and check out Travis's full story and see life through the eyes of the younger brother. Check out our full documentary on Travis Kelce here. Now, back to Jason. Chapter 5: Off the Field. Off the field, Jason is big on family and community, as he established his own foundation in October 2022, called Be Philly. The nonprofit is dedicated to improving the lives of Philadelphia's youth, but arguably his most famous venture is with his brother. In September 2022, Jason and Travis launched a podcast called New Heights, named after the city they grew up in Ohio. The brothers have had some big names like Rob Gronkowski, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes on the show. The format works, as New Heights has soared to becoming the #1 sports podcast out there. But at its core, it's just 2 brothers chatting and joking around, like watching Travis try to name all 32 NFL head coaches, and failing miserably, with Jason cracking up in the background, or telling embarrassing stories like this one.
Our brother, when he got to league, he was working with a car dealership up in Philly, and he had just bought a brand new F-150. So I take the car within the first 10 hours of me having the vehicle. Went to the strip club, came back out of the strip club.
What happened when you left the strip club, Travis?
That car was gone.
But when Jason isn't on the pod telling wild stories from his past, he has a wife and kids at home who keep him busy. Jason met his wife Kylie on Tinder in 2015.
Hung out.
What happened the first time?
Well, you fell asleep 45 minutes after I got there on the bar table because he was too drunk. And
Not a good first date.
And then Bo Allen accomplished the most impressive.
3 years later, they got married in April 2018. just 2 months after Jason and the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Together, they have 3 daughters. And when Jason faced off against Travis Chiefs in Super Bowl 57, Kylie was 38 weeks pregnant with their youngest. She actually went to the Super Bowl in Arizona and brought her obstetrician with her, just in case. But fortunately, baby Bennett didn't arrive until later that month. In November 2023, Jason was named one of People's Sexiest Men Alive, to which he took to social media to clarify that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But regardless of whether or not he should be in the same conversation as Patrick Dempsey, Timothée Chalamet, and Jamie Foxx, Jason Kelce is very comfortable in his own skin. Born in Ohio, but now is authentically Philly. It's who he is now. Kicked out of preschool, but still not afraid to have some fun. Had to learn a new position on the fly in college, but still fought for his brother's spot on the team. Regarded as one of the greatest centers of all time, but still remains the down-to-earth jokester who cares about his family and his community. That's Jason Kelce. He won't have the spotlight or media attention Travis has, but he'll keep looking out for his brother and doing anything he can to help his family and the people around him. And Jason wouldn't have it any other way.